Representative Gates, Rosestein won't tell us when he learned Nellie Orr was working for Fusion GPS. There's a real smoking gun there, by Jim Hoff for the GatewayPundit.com. New emails reveal Christopher Steele, the British author of the Junk Russia dossier, was communicating with dirty cop Robert Mueller through Bruce Orr. Sarah Carter obtained emails this week that show British operative Chris Steele was communicating with Mueller, special counsel, in 2017 during their investigation on Trump based on Steele's junk dossier. Friday night on Hannity, Representative Matt Gaetz told guest hosts Judge Jeanine Pirro that Rod Rosenstein refuses to tell investigators when he found out Nellie Orr was working with Fusion GPS. How about he knew from the get-go? How about he knew even before he got in? Let's take a quick listen instead of me reading it. That's what I believe. He knew even before he got in. How about that?
Yeah, I mean, these are the documents, 63 pages. I've looked through them over the last 10 days that I've had them, and it's clear to me that he is in legal jeopardy. It's astonishing that he's still employed, and here's why. Bruce and Nellie Orr's bank account is getting fatter and fatter because of the dossier that they are both peddling. He doesn't disclose it under federal regulations. He's required to do so. So that is potentially a crime, filing a false report.
Right.
But beyond that, using your federal office for personal financial gain is federal gratuity statute violation, bribery statute violation, honest services violation.
But these guys know this in the Department of Justice. Why is the guy still working?
Because the Department of Justice is run by a feckless attorney general named Jeff Sessions and Rod Rosenstein, the deputy attorney general, who is obstructing Congress, I believe, to cover up his own participation and wrongdoing. He filed and signed the renewal application for the wiretap on the Trump campaign without the required evidence.
Right, and you know,
and Judge,
go ahead,
Judge, I want to make a point about what Greg just said. Rod Rosenstein won't tell us when he first learned that Nellie Orr was working for Fusion GPS. So I want to know from Bruce Orr, when did he tell his colleagues at the Department of Justice that in violation of the law that required him to disclose his wife's occupation and her sources of income, he did not do that? And so when did all the other people at the Department of Justice find this out? Because Rod Rosenstein, I've asked him twice in open hearing, and he will not give an answer. I think there's a real smoking gun there.
Yeah, I think there's more than smoking gun there.
You think? It is more. But let me hear what they were saying in the beginning. I'd like to know.
You have unearthed some additional information. Why don't you tell us what that is?
Well, I think it's very telling what Bruce Orr and his relationship with Christopher Steele and how concerned Christopher Steele was that they would be exposed. There was also another text message, Judge Jeanine, that I was able to publish last week, and it was about the firewalls. And Christopher Steele basically asks Bruce Orr, will our firewalls that we have in place hold? Will these firewalls hold?
Right.
And this is also very telling and something that is very concerning to Congress, because apparently it seems that they premeditated and worked around, used Bruce Orr as a back channel to deliver Steele's messages straight over to the FBI, even though he had been fired. But they put up firewalls, and what Congress wants to know is who were these and what were these firewalls? And that's what they'll be asking him on August 28th when they bring him in for deposition.
All right, and Matt Gaetz, I mean, you've certainly had your share of inquiries of these individuals. When he does come before, I believe, 2 committees at the end of August, I mean, what do you expect to hear? Now we're hearing things that he didn't talk about in the past.
We know that Bruce and Nellie Orr are the Bonnie and Clyde of collusion. Think about what we just learned.
That's a good one.
A foreign spy is upset that he's not able to use our own Justice Department enough to poison and influence Robert Mueller's investigation. This is after Fusion GPS hired the spouse of Bruce Orr to be able to have their influence. Look, you have the spouse of a senior Justice Department official colluding with an agent of a foreign government, Christopher Steele, with the express purpose of trying to destabilize the U.S. presidential election. Why is this not what we're looking into? Why is Robert Mueller not looking into this foreign interference and not the hoax of the Trump-Russia investigation that, by the way, Greg Jarrett points out beautifully in his new book?
Oh, that's such a nice plug. Sarah, let me ask you something. When the congressman talked about the fact that Nellie was hired by Fusion, Nellie Orr, do we know when she was hired by Fusion GPS?
Yeah, she was hired by Fusion GPS in 2016.
Oh, and this was right before the election.
That's right, with a very specific purpose, Judge Janine, to actually investigate the Trump-Russia issue, the dossier. Remember, she's fluent in Russian. She's also a Russia expert. This was very well coordinated, and I agree with Matt Gaetz 100%. Congressman Gaetz is right. This was an effort to bring Russian disinformation in this dossier into our election and to affect the election.
Right, and Greg Jarrett, I mean, you know, Bruce Orr, it looks to me, is in legal jeopardy. What could he be charged with?
I mean, these are the documents, 63 pages. I've looked through them over the last 10 days that I've had them, and it's clear to me that he is in legal jeopardy. It's astonishing that he's still employed, and here's why. Bruce and Nellie Orr's bank account is getting fatter and fatter because of the dossier that they are both peddling. He doesn't disclose it under federal regulations. He's required to do so. So that is potentially a crime, filing a false report.
Right.
But beyond...
Well, as you can see, they're all in cahoots, right? There you have it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.